In 2015, the Seattle Seahawks began the season 4-5. 4-5 in the NFC West is a really difficult record. And I remember being up there. They had just lost a Sunday night football game to Carson Palmer and the Arizona Cardinals. And I sat down that night, and I was with Russell Wilson, the quarterback, and his wife Sierra. And we actually got on the phone with Floyd Mayweather a little bit later that night. But we really had a discussion in and around how do you get back to performing at your best, or get your organization back to performing at best. And I stayed that day, and Russ had meetings and a variety of different things the next day. But ultimately, he would end that season winning 6 out of 7 games, throwing 24 touchdowns and 1 interception. And I'm often asked what I remember about sort of that 2-3 day period. And his whole psychological architecture was going back to the fundamentals, back to the basics. And every organization has fundamentals. Every individual, every relationship, every marriage, every co-parenting, every business, every employer to boss, things from every employer also to their boss. There's essential fundamentals that are going to allow leadership, followership, etc. What are the fundamentals of thinking? When we begin our mindset program at the University of Georgia, or many of the top business organizations or military that we spend time with, that's where we start. And I just want to make sure we understand a couple basic truths. So much of the consumer-facing brand right now, I heard there was a simulcast with 100,000 people today doing mindfulness training. That's not something we spend a lot of time doing in the sports world. Not that there's not value to being mindful and to being present and to meditating and all those things, but it goes more simple than that. And the basic fundamentals are this. We all have a dialogue in our mind. We have a constant conversation that's going on in our mind. And if you doubt that, you're probably asking yourself, I don't think I have a conversation in my mind as you have a conversation in your mind. It's estimated that it could be anywhere from 300 to 1,400 words a minute at a subconscious level. Now that language, that conversation, those fears, that excitement has power, because what we're telling ourselves makes us think about something. But there's a truth also where we can only think about one thing at a time. So the more I know what to think about when I'm at work, when I'm on a webinar, when I'm with my family, when I'm getting ready for a game, the more I know what good looks like, the better. So now as you go through this process of trying to win the weight, what's a good day look like for me? And am I conscious of the things I need to do in order to be successful as it relates to that? So I can only think about one thing at a time. It's called the Law of Substitution. That thought most dominantly comes from what I tell myself. Now, can outside voices, TV, music, opinions, realities impact what we think about? Of course they can. In the same way that a commercial can convince us to buy something whether we want to or not. And the advertising right now is at an all-time high, depending on what we're consuming, what we're watching. But my own thoughts are 10 times more powerful than anybody else's thoughts. And I say that just to remember right now, what are you thinking about? What are you saying to yourself? And the last component of the fundamentals of thinking is what I say out loud is 10 times more powerful than what I think. And if it's something that's negative, it's 4 to 7 times more powerful on top of that. And a lot of podcasts, whether it's Adam Carolla, Tom Bilyeu, Young and Reckless, I talk about this, but think about that. If I say something out loud, it's 10x. If it's negative, it's 4 to 7 on top of that. So if I say and externalize negative things out loud, it's 40 to 70 times more powerful. So what's the real control? And what are the things that are important to think about? I constantly have a dialogue, but that dialogue is most powerful when I externalize it. I can be impacted and influenced by the things that I watch. So what am I watching right now? Where am I getting my information from? Who am I listening to? What's important? Secondly, who am I talking to? What am I saying? How am I talking about what's happening in our world right now? How am I talking about my situation? How am I talking about my family situation, etc.? If you're managing what you're saying out loud, I'm not telling you to be positive. What I'm telling you is to be less negative, particularly with what you say. And then simplify. What does a good day look like? It may take you a couple weeks to figure that out, depending on how long we're going to be doing whatever we're doing right now. What does good look like for me in this current situation? Just like an athlete has to say, when I play on the road, that might be different than when I play at home. And I think the last thing is, what am I consuming? Where am I getting my information? What am I watching? And how's that impacting me? I think if you manage those things, and as the Chicago Cubs would say, do simple better, I think that's going to help you psychologically get to the next level. Different themes from the book, It Takes What It Takes, from our company, Limitless Minds, thinkbig-gofar.com. Different things that we go through with Russell. Our Room Tilters podcast with Harrison and DJ. Different types of things, as well as our digital content. We're gonna be putting more of that out on our social platforms, and also giving organizations an opportunity to opt into these types of things. So we're excited about that. And I'm going to open up right now for some questions that I was just given that I think are interesting. And they make sense. Scared of losing my job. How do I stay neutral? Neutral is one of the things that we talk about as we advance. If you read my book, if you go to one of our seminars, one of our open ones, or you hire us. But negative thinking is incredibly powerful. Positive thinking is incredibly challenging. This idea of neutral is the past is real but not predictive. So how do I stay, I guess, as an introductory way, calm with everything that's going on right now? You really got to manage the information flow. I right now cannot consume any television outside of Apple TV, Netflix, things like that. And I tried, what do I need to watch? Do I need to watch the press conference each day? That does not help me. Do I need to watch the mayor of Los Angeles? Not really helpful. I just realized for me I needed to understand what's the most important information. Groups under 10, stay in small groups, social distance, manage to the degree I can, my interactions, keep the information flow, monitor my health, keep walking, keep exercising, do the best I can under the circumstances. If I feel a little bit off one day, get some rest, balance myself, stay hydrated, but control the things that I can control, and stay engaged in my work life and my personal life. So I think, managing those things, really managing your information flow. Second thing we got from @fluid38 _coaching. How important is the language I use? The language you use is predictive. Words predict and perpetuate performance. So I think @fluid38, important thing to understand right now, really be mindful of what you externalize. You don't need to live in a fairy tale world, but be more behavior based. I'm going to find a way to be strategic today. I'm going to find a way to spend more time with my family today. I'm going to be more engaged in that Zoom meeting today, figure out where I fit in. At coach.vp, how do I not stay stagnant? What a great question. A routine. Sean, who's filming right now, who works with us, who came out, us anticipating this, we wanted to make sure we could film a lot of content. We try to make sure every 90 minutes we're walking, but also give him time for some video games. We watch a movie each night. But we do multiple calls, just trying to stay balanced. And then I have to go into downtown Beverly Hills every morning. We got to be up at 5:30. So we have, there's a lot of things going on. I think one of the next questions, and the last one from BPW _Juan Garcia, online training students in schools. I think living in Manhattan Beach, California, online training schools, they're all over the place. Some are really good, some aren't. LA Unified School District, which I was a teacher in, is learning. Not everybody has a laptop. I think to the degree that your children can have some type of structure, I think that's a great thing. The Ivy League right now is offering free online classes. You can go to princeton.edu and get education from the top classes in Princeton, Yale, different types of places, different types of things. Look, we all have an equal opportunity to be unequal. People will manage this time frame really well, and other people won't. Where are you going to fall on that spectrum as an individual? Because as individuals make up organizations, and an organization is only going to succeed through how you handle it. And if you sit down and you watch 7 hours of TV, you're screwed. You sit down, you listen to a lot of the wrong things, you're in trouble. That's just how it works. But Trevor, I need to know what's going on. You need to know what you need to do with what's going on, and then you really need to manage your information. I talk to the president of an NBA team who gets his information from the NBA every morning to make sure I know what's going on, but I don't want to watch anything else. So great questions. We're excited to bring you different topics and different types of things, and more excited for you to go to Think Big Go Far and learn more about us. Follow our social media at Think Big Go Far, as well as at Dangerous Wilson, quarterback Russell Wilson, at Trevor Moawad, at HB Productions, Harrison Wilson IV, and DJ Eitzen. So really excited. And look, this is a unique time in our history. Let's hope for the best. Let's stay fluid, knowing that hopefully this 30 days of social distancing is going to help us navigate through. For those that are battling this virus, I have one of my really close friends who is. Take care of yourself. My hope is that you'll navigate right through this thing. And those of us that are just battling our own mind and our own demons and our own words and our own language, get out of your way. Take the emergency brake off. It's hard to drive when you have that brake on. The best is ahead. We're excited. Think big. Go far.